So what is disruptive innovation? The term was coined by Clay Christensen in his book, the famous book, The Innovator Dilemma, that was published at the end of the 90s. He talks about a new form of innovation, which is very difficult for existing company to handle because it requires them to change a core part of their DNA. Let's take an imaginary company, for example. Let's say we are a company that sells mousetraps. Every year, we work very hard to create a better mousetrap, and we're very successful. At one point in time, a company selling cats entered the market. Initially, they're not a threat. The cats are not very efficient, they don't hunt a lot of mice, they're very expensive. But very, very quickly, they start breeding, they start getting better, and they literally eat our market away. Now, imagine the board discussion at the point in time where cats are starting to become a threat. Think about the dilemmas we have. Are we going to shut down all of our factories and all of our operations around manufacturing mousetraps and move to the cat breeding business? Now, this is, of course, a silly example to show the concept. But take the word mousetrap and replace it with camera film. And take the word cat and replace it with the word digital camera. And you got Kodak. I don't know if you're aware, but the first digital camera was actually invented by Kodak in 1975. They saw the threat coming, but for many years, they didn't know what to do with it. Because at the time, more than 90% of the revenue was coming from film. And they realized that every digital camera that they sell, that customer is going to stop buying film for the rest of their lives. So this is disruptive innovation in a nutshell. What does it mean for the travel industry? In my perspective, I see three sources of potential technology disruption in the travel industry: customer experience, digital native capabilities, and machine learning and AI. Customer experience is a massive trend these days because customers actually prefer to buy or to work with companies that provide a superior customer experience. Amazon, Netflix, Uber, you name it. The reason why this is very difficult for existing companies is because over time, existing companies developed functional silos. Operation divisions, sell divisions, service division, each of those functions is very good at what they do. But the only one experiencing the company as a whole is the customer. So delivering superior customer experience requires cutting across organizational boundaries and organizational process. It also requires going outside your current products and services and really think about what the customer really wants. In travel, a company that does that very well is, of course, Airbnb. When they wanted to disrupt the travel experience, they tried to create an amazing vision for what the experience would be like. They called this vision the Beatles landing in America in 1964. Imagine you're coming out of the plane, there's a crowd of people cheering your name with signs, you're ushered into a limousine, taken into the coolest places, meeting with the cool people. How amazing would that be? And they thought about, okay, how do we take the essence of that experience and translate it into a product at scale using the Airbnb model? That led birth to Airbnb trips. Digital native capabilities. You all know that in order to win in the digital marketplace, you need to constantly iterate your product, test and learn, and experiment. Digital native players do that at a massive scale, at a massive speed. Booking.com is known for running thousands of experiments in parallel all the time. The size of the button, the color, the text, the picture. And they say that this helps them get 2 to 3 times more revenue from the website. Now, this is very, very difficult for a company to do. There's one thing about doing A/B testing, which everybody does, and another at running thousands of experiments and constantly updating your product. You need to change your entire technology stack. You need to change your processes. You need to build capabilities around data science and how to run experiments. Very difficult. Last but not least is machine learning and AI. Obviously, these days, if you don't have the word AI in your pitch deck, you cannot raise money from a VC. It's a very, very hot topic. The travel industry is poised from disruption from machine learning and AI. It's a very complex industry combining a lot of different aspects, operation, logistics, services, a lot of different options for the customer, and a lot of data generated from many different perspectives. So there's a lot of potential to gain significant competitive advantage by turning data into insight into action. One cool company that does that well is Hopper. They have an app that uses a machine learning algorithm to tell their customer when is the best time to book a flight. So these are a few examples of potential disruption in the travel industry. But what is Elad going to do about it? One of the main differences that happened in the last 20 years since Clay Christensen published his book about the innovative dilemma and disruptive innovation is the dynamics and mechanics of disruptive innovation are well understood. And today's company, as you heard in many panels here, understand that they need to change their DNA. And at Elad, we're working very hard to change our core DNA from a technology and digital perspective to prepare for these disruptions. We've launched a new technology strategy, which we call the smartest airline for the startup nation. The idea is to leverage Israel's ecosystem, the potential around innovation, startups, high-tech, and academia to deliver better customer experience, more revenues through better offers, and improve efficiency and improve operations. For example, on customer experience, we went beyond the flight and airline product to try to address real pain points of our customers. One of them is the cost of taking a taxi from the airport to the city. In London, it's 80 pounds. And we launched a pilot application that helped customers share ride from the airport to the hotel at no cost. On the digital front, we've launched a new website and we're building digital capabilities, process capabilities, and data science capabilities to help us start running experiments. Still very early day for us, and it's a very long journey, but we've started. And in machine learning and AI, we're working with a lot of high-tech and startup companies to infuse Elad in these capabilities in every aspect of the company operation, not only in what we sell at the digital channels, but also in our operations. In this example, we are testing with an Israeli startup how can we improve our turnaround time and our on-time performance by using image recognition to analyze what's happening around the plane and improve our processes. We believe that all of these things will help us be better prepared for the disruptions to come.